Good evening, and welcome back to this shared space on YouTube called Natural Connection with a Shaman. Sorry, got a text message. Oh, just for fun, I thought let's flip some tarot just for fun, right? No need, no cause. I got some new tarot cards. I want to try them out. I am always talking about not being biased. And I'm kind of biased in my own way. So I decided to stop being biased and get a set of biblical tarot. Because I work with all ascended masters. I've had encounters with Jesus, Krishna, Shiva. I've had encounters with the Nordic deities, and none of them, I'm not biased towards any of them. So I want to integrate these into my collection and see how they work. Play some tarot. But also, I want to try some magic words. So let's see. How about we play Bring Forth Happy Harvest. Bring forth happy harvest. Yolkam Ulkinin Aziagyar. Okay, so that was Yolkam Ulkinin Aziagyar. Yeah, let's see how that worked for you. Play Mozart 1760 and repeat this to yourself out loud. It has to be out loud while listening to Mozart 1760. Play that and say Yolcam. Yolcam. Ulkinin. Ulcinin. Aziagyar. Aziagiar. See how that works for you? It's working out pretty good. I like it. Those are magical words from the Enochian alphabet, Enochian dictionary, and let's get started. So I'm going to shuffle up this biblical tarot deck first, see what we get, and then I'll pull some oracle. I hope you're all enjoying your night. Also, integrating these into here because I realized that not all of my followers are familiar with all of the other beliefs. And, this channel's fun for all of us, so I want to integrate some of your beliefs into the channel. I was out today running all over town and I just kept seeing signs everywhere, just like the ping pong, but of the divine ping pong or pinball machine, like divine communications. It all started with like 444 it was on a license plate, 44411, then like 1111s, then just actual words on license plates and coincidences and synchronicities. It was a pretty magical day, I gotta say that. It was pretty magical. Seeing all the signs everywhere, things I was saying in my head. Listen to Mozart all day for 8 hours. And it fucking felt good. It really did feel good to hear. It's very soothing and uplifting at the same time. I kept a nice clear mentality. I mean, people in Vegas drive like shit, so a few times people try to cut me off and I'm just like observant. I'm aware enough to where it doesn't bother me. It doesn't make me get all huffy and puffy or riff to one side or the other. So maybe give that a try. Mozart is very calming music. All of the old concerto, the old masters of music are really great to listen to. They're good for your mind. So what do we got here? All right, biblical. We've got 8 of chalices and 3 of grains. 8 of chalices says the ascension of Jesus. And it says, after he said this, he was taken up before their very eyes, and a cloud hid him from their sight. So, you might be, Spirit might be hiding you from an enemy, or removing you from the sight of negative something. Negative emotions, people who are bitter with you. Spirit might be blinding them to your sight. 8 of chalices. After he said this, he was taken up before their very eyes, and a cloud hid him from their sight. So if you were stuck in a situation where there was a lot of wah-wah, about you, or gossip, I just call it wah-wah because that's what it is. Spirit is probably just removing you from their sight. The thing I like to say about the wah-wah is when nobody's there, right? When they've chased everyone away with their wah-wah, are they still angry? So this is probably why Spirit is lifting you up from some people's sight to rise you above a situation so that it can actually expose to whatever was going on. Hey, look, now there's nothing to wah-wah about. Why are you still upset? You ever heard that saying, if a fool is left all on his own with his complaints and he's still complaining, there's no one left to blame but the fool. I think Spirit is helping you rise from a situation and be hidden from negative emotions. 3 of grains. Building Solomon's temple. As Spirit is hiding you from the eyes of this situation, you are building a fortress, and Spirit is helping you build a fortress. As for his temple you are building, if you follow my decrees, observe my laws, and keep all my commands and obey them, I will fulfill through you the promise I gave to David your father. So, sounds like you've been doing a lot of spiritual work, right? That matters. It really does. We don't just do this stuff for, we do it because it feels good. But it matters too. It's a very key, important part of everyone's life. And if you've been doing a lot of spiritual work, which includes things like emotional cleansing, psychological, evaluating yourself, seeking therapy, balancing your comings and goings, limiting where you give your attention to, limiting what has access to your mind and memory, really important. An important thing for spiritual work is to limit what you allow like junk food for the mind, right? If you're stuck in one of those cycles of like, I don't know, I haven't had a Twitter in forever. Well, when I was on it, man, everybody was mad. Like, wow, so many people were mad. They're mad at like everything. The sky's blue today. I just couldn't fucking deal with it anymore. So I deleted Twitter. That's important for your spiritual work. I'm a little comical today because I had a really good day, a really magical day. But that's all that like following God's laws are, right? Because God doesn't want to control you. What is, those are things that our ego likes to say. God is not a religious person. Whatever works for you works for God as long as you feel good. Something in the Gospel of Thomas. Shall we fast? Shall we not eat meat? Or something like that. Don't hold me for words. And Jesus said unto them, it doesn't matter what you eat. It doesn't matter what you put in your mouth. Don't do anything that you dislike. And it's what comes out of your mouth that matters. So think about that one. How many people do you know that are like on these strict fasting diets or like vegan diets, and which is wonderful if you're doing it because it feels good, but what if, I remember, I'm only going to say this because I'm guilty of it. When I was doing the whole vegan or vegetarian, I don't fucking know the difference between them. I was eating just vegetables and milk and cheese because you got to make the vegetables taste good, but no meat, right? And I did that for a few months. Felt really good, but I was so angry. I just wanted meat so bad. So I started going to the 80-20. Now it's really good to do the 80-20, right? So like there, I wasn't angry, and I wasn't, what I was putting in my mouth wasn't making me spew out ugly stuff out of my mouth. So I hear a lot of reasons I refrain from like churches and religious communities. Hell, even Asatru. I don't really enjoy going around people in the Asatru community for the same reasons I don't Catholicism or Christianity churches. Because there's so much bias, anger, negativity, and judgment. If you say anything on your free will, it's blasphemy. This is even in the Asatru community. I don't really like a hierarchy circles. I believe spirit is in everything. Everything. Every single thing we believe, every rock on the earth, the dirt, the trees, your neighbors, those people you don't like, that's you. That's you. It's just a mirror, right? So perception is what I like to deal with. Perception. I like to see what I'm perceiving mirrored back to me so that I can work on it. Okay? And I was talking to my brother today about why sometimes I'll go out into the desert really, really, really far away, and then I'll rant, like I'll fucking throw my little hissy fit tantrum and record it, right? So that I can see that mirror back when I'm not so upset or angry, and see how ridiculous it was. It helps me grow. So maybe that's what spirit is doing, is helping you grow while getting away from a situation that was causing too much stress and anxiety, overwhelming. And you're over here trying to build your inner temple. And because you are doing so, watching what comes out of your mouth and trying to live by reflecting back your truth, right? So we all have those ugly truths. The wise man will accept that. The fool will forever deny that they have an ugly side to them. But a wise man will take that ugly side and learn from it and be like, you know what? This is why I don't do these specific things. Because I had a friend of mine one time, really good fucking friend of mine, and he's a yoga instructor. And I had a friend who was has MS and really could have used Sweat Lodge and Nadi Shodhana, and I'm not a yoga instructor or breath work. So I asked him, I said, hey, would you mind taking on this person as a client? And he goes, no, I really can't. He says, I'm pretty much at my capacity of where I can still enjoy what I do and enjoy my life. And if I take on even 1 hour extra, I'm gonna start resenting things, and I don't want that. And that's kind of like how I like to live my life. The utmost respect I had for him for saying that. The utmost respect, because it was honest, it wasn't brutal, and it's genuine. We all, when we are angry, this is why I like to mirror myself when I'm angry, so I can look at myself. And then don't you think that just because I'm miles out in the middle of nowhere in a cave, that spirit don't fuck with me too. Oh man, he'll fuck with me. He'll be like, yeah, I heard that. And it's a way to evolve, get out of our pride and ego, right? The pride and the ego was the person that took on too much and ended up getting burnt out. Okay? Now, we don't realize that in today's time because everything is pride and ego, all the way down to our TV stations. Can be. I mean, I'm not saying that it's all. I'm saying it's very easy to slip into it. Remember, we're used to everything having to be extremely hard in order to eat dinner. And we're really not in that times anymore. We're in the times where it really don't have to be so fucking hard. So stop taking so much on. And this is spiritual work. This is why Spirit is lifting you from the sight of hostile emotions, places where there's empty cups, so that you can build your inner temple. So let's see what else we got. Alrighty, 3 of candles. So far we've got 833. The call of Abraham. The Lord said to Abraham, go far from your country, your people, and your father's household, to the land I will show you. Oh, you hear that? You better hurry and do that too. No, that's confirmation that if you've been being called to go to somewhere you've never been before. Now, wait, before I say that, I have to remember responsibly. I'm not saying abandon your children, leave behind all your bills, and on a whim of just a hope and a prayer, put all your money into a across the world trip. But if there's somewhere that's been calling you, make arrangements to go there. At least go visit it for like a weekend, right? It doesn't have to be a big thing, but go there, right? Because if it's calling you, remember, where is the kingdom of God? It's inside of us. If we look outside, we'll never find it because it's not there. So if you're being called, inner calling to go to a specific land, make the arrangements to where you can go, and then watch things begin to activate in your life. Okay, let me pull one more. Oh, that one don't count because it's just I don't know why that's still in there. So one more. Oh, okay, well, I asked for one more and I got 1, 2, 3 more. The High Priestess, Mary Magdalene, the Death, the 4 Horsemen, and the 10 of Feathers. So what I'll do, because I know the High Priestess is about, it's not different from like High Priestess Tarot too much, I don't think, but I'm gonna look anyways. New deck, why not? Upright meaning spiritual insight and wisdom, mystery and intuition, reflection and inner knowledge is being called on right now, or being shown. Or maybe this video has really opened something that you already knew within, right? Remember, if we're all just mirrors, I'm just a mirror of you. You're just a mirror of me. Actually, I'm speaking right to the mirror. So as I'm doing this reading, I'm reading myself, so that means that we are the same soul. You get it? So, you have some divine spiritual insight and wisdom, and it's time for a transformation in your life. When I close my eyes, I seen like some, oh wow. There's like this long hall with on both sides those Greek pillars like you see in the Greek ancient ruins. And in the middle, there's like a, I don't know, it looks like a bull, but it's just an animal with 2 tall stripes. When my ears started ringing. So start trusting your inner visions, you know. The High Priestess card is all about trusting that inner internal compass, those visions that, you know, yeah, maybe not everybody gets it, but I get it, right? I get it. I get your visions. You get my visions, or else you wouldn't be here, right? So it's okay to trust your inner visions, your inner senses, your inner knowing. Trust those things right now, because you've got something changing. Now, Mary Magdalene is representing transformation and redemption. So redemption, what does that mean? Redemption song. Old pirates, yes, they rob I. Sold I to the merchant ships. Minutes for they took I from the bottomless pit. But my hand was made strong by the hand of the Almighty. We got this generation triumphantly. Oh, won't you help me sing these songs of freedom? 'Cause all I ever had, redemption songs. Some kind of redemption is coming to your life, and it's going to change everything, because the Death card is next. The Death card. I love that song, Redemption Song. It's probably my favorite song by Bob Marley. Yeah, death is the same as the death. The 4 Horsemen. It's the end of an era. Transformation and renewal. So redemption and renewal are being offered to you. You are definitely up for a profound change in your life. And then the 10 of Feathers, which would be the 10 of Swords. Samson loses his strength. After putting him to sleep on her lap, she called for someone to shave off the 7 braids of his hair, and so began to subdue him, and his strength left him. So, this change may leave you feeling a little weak, but that's okay, because all that means is it's time to grow new muscles, right? I love this saying in the 13th Warrior, when, what's his name, Antonio Sabato, he's with the Vikings, and they give him a sword. He's like, I can't carry it, it's too heavy. Well, grow stronger, right? So if you're being stripped of some kind of thing that you thought was a power, it's probably really been a hindrance. And now you get to build true power. So, with that, I'm going to pull 3 more cards. Bottom of the deck. Judgment. Last Judgment. Something is definitely coming. Look at how beautiful this Judgment card is. Look at that. It's like a calling. And everyone is wearing bright colors. And there's a bright... Oh, look, hey! Even the devil showed up. He's there. He's like, hey, what's up, man? Yeah, I heard you throwing a party. Okay. Yeah, count me in. I'm going to lead off with that. I think that's pretty cool. Anyways. So you're definitely getting woken up to... That's just too many, Spirit. You're getting a new wake-up call. Something is really coming to your mind. Knight of Grains. Jacob works for a Laban, whatever that is. So Jacob served 7 years to get Rachel, but they seemed like only a few days to him because of his love for her. So, whatever you thought you were losing, that was your strength. You might feel a little weak for a moment, but it's a wake-up call. And what you're going to be working towards now is something that doesn't even feel like work, okay? It feels like joy. And the final card here, 6 of Candles. Yeah, victory, the fall of Jericho. And then three of Chalices, a celebration, the fall of Jericho. When the trumpet sounded, the army shouted. And at the sound of the trumpet, when the men gave a loud shout, the wall collapsed. So everyone charged straight in, and they took the city. So this is a victory in yours, where you have been locked out for a long time. All that had to happen was something had to be stripped. Your ego had to be stripped, okay? And once that ego was stripped, you were able to see something clearly, right? You're like, all this time. And now the labors that you're doing are actually, they feel good. Because you know that you're building towards something you were locked out of. And it comes in celebration, 3 of Chalices. The wedding at Cana, and the master of the banquet tasted the water that had been turned into wine. So, you know, there's a thing in this, in the Bible about this, where Jesus had taken a powder out of a satchel or a sack and sprinkled it into the wine or into the water. And that's what they served to the guest. Doesn't matter. Whatever. Anyway, so that's what I got for you today. Let's see. We'll pull some shamanic wisdom. Oracle. All right, here we go. What do we got for you? We've got flute. You know, one of Mozart's flutes was really good all day long. Give yourself permission to be yourself. Speak from your heart and be proud of yourself. You are in free-flowing communication with spirit. That I can really say I really am. So if you're watching this, you are too. You should become more comfortable and actually celebrate that. It's a big achievement. It's not easy to attain. When it first happens, it's so mind-blowing that you feel like this isn't the real world, right? It's when you find out at first, you will feel overwhelmed, overtaken. It's too much. And then you're there. You start putting the pieces together. And then you realize where you are. And you're in union with spirit. And it takes a lot of work and dedication and faith, trust, and courage. Facing fears. Let me tell you one thing. You start seeing things that they only talk about in horror stories. And you start experiencing things that can only be explained in not even, but kind of close in sci-fi movies. And then there's that way out there shit that just never makes sense. But it does. It makes all the sense in the world. And so to be in flowing communication with spirit is a very, very earned accomplishment. You should be proud. Speak and express yourself openly and free from any rules. There are no rules. What made you stop speaking and living from your heart? The flute card with expression. Do you know how many people I know that have actually had experiences, I mean with all of them, with the Norns, with Odin, with Shiva, with Krishna, with Native Americans, with Kokopele, with Quetzalcoatl, with all kinds of crazy Egyptian deities, but you know how many I've known that have had experiences with Jesus and they don't talk about it because of how we're supposed to unite all tribes. The only way we can unite all tribes is to listen to all of the ascended masters. Now, these ascended masters, like, you know, I've been talking to Isaac Newton today. Yeah, it's weird, right? But it's real. They were all once human beings on this earth that meditated, connected to, I mean, you don't think their wig got peeled back and they went through all this psychosis at first too, and they had to figure it all out? That's why they became ascended masters. Because through all of that, they found themselves and they found union with spirit, the divine Shakti, the universe, poetry in motion, as you are the magnetic pole receiver of all of its splendor and glory, right? That takes a lot of years of getting used to. A lot of studying of shit that you don't even know why you're studying, but then it makes sense all of a sudden because you're like, oh, because they've been talking to me like that. numbers and binary code and algorithms and musical notes, and strange little vibrations, frequencies, tones, sacred geography, sacred geometry. So be accomplished. You are in fluid communication with spirit, and that is something to feel damn happy about and proud of. And if people around you don't like it, well, they're just gonna have to get used to it, because it is a blessing. And the more you accept it as a blessing, the more this universe wants to bless you. And the more you're blessed, the more you're gonna bless other people. I already know that's the kind of person you are. You don't if you get your cup full to the brim, you're already pouring half to other people before you ever let it overflow. Imagine what you will do when your cups are overflowing. Imagine the people you will help and be kind to and show goodness to when there is a never-ending supply to give from. All right, that's what I got for you. Enjoy your night, and I will see you again some other time.